Dear students, today we are going to express statistical data in the graphical form, right? There are various methods of representing statistical data. Now we are going to discuss one of the method, that is called the frequency polygon. Now frequency polygon of a given frequency distribution can be drawn in two ways. Number one, by using histogram, and number two, without using histogram. Now dear students, if you see question number 1, following are the data for marks obtained by students in an examination. That means in an examination the groups are there, like 0 to 20, the number of students who has scored marks between 0 to 20 are 6. Number of students who has scored marks between 20 to 40 is 14, 40 to 60 is 20, 60 to 80 there are 12 students, and 80 to 100 there are 8 students. That means this much students have scored the marks in the given group, right? Now we are asked to draw a frequency polygon to represent the above data. That means we have to express this in the form of graph, right? Okay, so it will be easy for us to understand from the graph about the number of students who has scored like 80 to 100 marks. How many students are there? Those who have scored 60 to 80. That means from a single graph only we can easily determine. Okay, so this is very simple method to understand about the statistical data. The students, here number of students are varying, that means they are known as the frequency. Okay, and this marks, that is grouped 0 to 20, 20 to 40, 40 to 60, 60 to 80, 80 to 100, they are nothing but the class interval. Okay, so we must draw number of student along y axis and marks or class interval along x axis. Number of student along y axis, class mark or class interval along x axis. Now dear students, you can see in the graph, this along y axis we have drawn number of students, or we have plot number of students. Number of student is also known as what? Frequency. And along x axis we have got what? Marks. Now as I have been explaining you that whenever we are representing data in the graph, we must write the scale. So what I have taken here is along x axis 2 centimeter. 2 centimeter equal to 20 marks. That means you can see 0 to 20, 20 to 40, 40 to 60. That means this much is how much? It is 2 centimeter. So 2 centimeter I have taken 20 students. Similarly, along y axis number of students is how much? It is 2 centimeter equal to 2, right? So that means along y axis 2 centimeter equal to 2 students, or you can say 1 centimeter is equal to 1 students. Now to plot, what we have to do? See, just now we have seen that marks are how much? 0 to 20, 0 to 20, and number of students is how much? It is 6. So you can see here 0 to 20, 0 to 20, number of students how much? It is 6. Just draw a line. This, it is how much? It is 2 centimeter, right? Similarly you can say 20, 20 to 40, 14 students are there, right? 40 to 60, 20 students are there. 60 to 80, 12 students are there, and 80 to 100, 8 students are there. So I have plotted this in the graph as, see, 20 to 40, number of students how much? It is 14. 40 to 60, number of students is how much? It is 20. 60 to 80, number of student is 12. 80 to 100, number of students how much? It is 8. Okay, now what we have to do, first we can draw this rectangular box, right? Rectangular pillar or rectangular graph. So this rectangular graph is known as the histogram. Okay. Now find out the mid value. Mid value means the average of lower class interval and the upper class interval. That means if you add this 0 plus 20 is equal to how much? 20. 20 divided by 2 is equal to 10. Okay. So that means if you see 0 to 20 is here, 0 to 20, that means middle value is how much it is? 10. Okay, 10. Similarly 20 to 40 middle value is 30. 40 to 60 middle value is 50. 60 to 60 to 80 middle value is 70. 80 to 100 middle value is 90. Now while drawing this frequency polygon, we must draw one more class interval, like it is starting from 0 to 20. So we must draw one class along x-axis before the graph, right, and one after the last class interval, like 80 to 100 is there, so 100 to 120. Okay, and the middle value of 120 is how much? It's 110. Similarly, it is starting, since it is starting from 0, so we can draw 0 to minus 20. Got this? And the middle value of 0 to minus 20 is how much? It is minus 10. As we have already done that, we must draw the graph from the x-axis only. Okay, now the middle value is how much here? It is minus 10. So number of student is how much? It is 0. Okay, so minus 10, 0. For first class, that is 0 to 20. 0 to 20 we have got number of students is how much? It is 6. So the coordinate of this point is how much? It is 10 comma 6. 6 represents frequency or number of student, 10 represents the middle value of 0 to 20 or first class interval. So 10, 6. Similarly from here you can see this will be how much? The coordinate of this is how much? It is 30 to 30 comma 14, 50 comma 20, 70 comma 12, 90 comma 8 and 110 comma 0. Now with the help of scale you can draw, actually we can draw with the free hand also, right? So I have drawn here with the help of scale. So if you join this first, that is minus 10 to first value, that is 10 comma 0, then for second it is how much? It is 30 comma 14, then 50 comma 20, then 10 comma 12, then 9 comma 8, then 110 comma 0, right? So this is the graphical representation, or we can say the frequency polygon of the given problem. Now dear students, you can see in question number 2, the following table shows the IQ of 50 students. IQ scores, that means 50 students are there and someone is conducting their IQ test. Okay, so IQ scores, that means who has scored, or that means we can see from the table 80 to 90, that means 6 students have scored scores between 80 to 90. Likewise 9 students have scored 90 to 100, 16 students have scored 100 to 110, 13 students have scored 110 to 120, 4 students have scored 120 to 130, similarly 2 students have scored 130 to 140. So these are the IQ scores and this is number of students. Some number of students is nothing but the frequency. Draw a frequency polygon for the above data or above table. Dear students, since the IQ score, that means class interval, is starting from 80 to 90, so we must draw a broken line. Okay, and that broken line is known as the kink. Like in this figure you can see broken line, this is the broken line or kink. I have drawn the graph like this. This is your y-axis and this is the x-axis, and the scale is along x-axis 2 cm equal to 10 scores, along y-axis 2 cm equal to 2 students. That means you can see here I have drawn like 0 to 70, 70 to 80, 80 to 90, 90 to 100, 100 and 110, 110 to 120, 120 to 130, 130 to 140, and then you can draw 140 to 150. Okay, now since the values or data are given between 80 to 90, so before that I have drawn one class interval, that is 70 to 80. Since 0 is here, 0 to 70, no need to draw the other line. If you are drawing the broken line, this indicate that here 60, 50 and all there, right, are there, and we are starting from 70 to 80, 80 to 90 and so on, right. This indicates like dotted line in the any question. Okay. Now if you see here, so the middle value of 70 to 80 is 75, 80 to 90 is 85, 90 to 100 is 95, 900 to 110 is 105, 110 to 120 is 115, 120 to 130 middle value is 125, 130 to 140 middle value is 135, 140 to 150 middle value is 145. Now as we know that there is no students who has scored 75, right, or 70 to 80, so we can put 0 over here. Now 75 comma 0. Similarly here number of students who have scored the marks between 80 to 90 is how much? It is 6. So the coordinate for this point is how much? It is 85 comma 6. Number of students who have scored 90 to 100 is how much? It is 9, right. The number of students who have scored 100 to 110 is how much? It is 16, right. This is 16. Number of students who have scored 110 to 120 is how much? It is 13. Okay. Number of students who have scored who have scored 120 to 130 is how much? It is 4. Similarly, number of students who have scored 130 to 140 is how much? It is 2, right. So these are the mid values. Okay, mid values, coordinate of the mid values. Now in the last, as I have told you that you must start from 0. That means the frequency must start from 0 to 0 only. It must end at 0 only. Okay. So the middle value of 140 to 150 is 145. So you can conclude over here. Now freehandly or with freehand or with the help of scale you can draw. If you join these lines, right, so this will become the frequency polygon for this particular question. I hope all of you have understood this. Thank you.